Guess what we're here to talk about again? Habits. That's right. There's more info to share. Hi, my name is Tammy Bartles, and welcome to my channel, Pursuit Over Perfection, where I encourage women to organize their chaos one routine at a time. I would love for you to like and subscribe and share this with your friends because we have some more information to share with you about habits and habit stacking. I am continuing this series about kicking overwhelm to the curb and creating those habits. So be sure to check out more in the series and you can see more what I'm sharing. Habit stacking. Okay, what is? So it's something that you already have in place and then you are tacking it on. You're using the already formed habit as a cue to then trigger you to do the new habit. For instance, you may already be drinking your morning coffee and you're wanting to get into that workout routine, like I've mentioned about getting moving in the first video of this series. So maybe you're going to use the drinking coffee as your cue to then work out. I know that when I wake up, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I wake up and I make my pre-workout drink. It's basically my version of coffee in the morning to get myself going. And it's kind of my trigger of getting ready in the morning. It's just my wake up, get ready, get going. I read my devotion while I'm doing it, and then I'm able to finish up my Bible study before heading downstairs to do my workout. Now, that sounds like a lot of moving parts on a routine and a workout. And while it is, I have built it up over time. It's not that it all started with all of that. When I started out, I literally woke up, threw on clothes, and worked out. There was no extra steps. There was no extra things. I actually kind of needed to trick myself into working out before my brain really was awake and realizing what it was doing. I feel like I could always halfway through the workout recognize that, oh, I'm awake and now I need to actually get moving. I know that that sounds silly, but sometimes you have to trick yourself into getting that consistency and continuing to go. Once I got into some consistency with working out, I decided that I thought it was important for me to show and not only get my physical body in shape, but also get my mental state in a place where I knew it needed to be. That is where I then started writing in a gratitude journal and I was writing down 5 things that I was thankful for every day. And from there, that's when I would start reading the Bible app and getting just a little scripture in. I was adding things to my routine about 5-minute increments. So nothing that I was doing was huge increments because there was no way that I could get myself to get up earlier and earlier and earlier. It's all about different routines though. It's even as much as like when you come home from school with the kids, creating that habit stacking routine of you already come home and you unload backpacks, or maybe you don't unload backpacks, but then you're scrambling the next day to figure out what needs to be filled out or what needs to be put in. Creating that habit of knowing that, hey, when we come in the door, backpacks are unloaded right away, and that's just the way it's gonna be. And then it's also that routine of when you get up in the morning, I empty the dishwasher. When the kids are eating breakfast, that's when the dishwasher is emptied every morning. We know that before we go to bed, the trigger is turn on the dishwasher, get in bed. There's just so many things that you can do as a little steps. You can't do them all at once. Like, I promise you, it won't work if you try to tackle all of these habits all at once. You will find so much sustainability if you start with one baby step. There are so many different ways that you can use this. You know, it can be a cue or a trigger, can be something as in an action that you take, or it could be a time of day. So it could be something that you do first thing when you wake up, or it could be something when your kids first wake up, or it could be when you're making lunch. It could be every Tuesday, you'll know that that's the trigger that you know you have to do this action around the house. I know that that is actually a habit stacker for myself, is that I, on Tuesdays, on my cleaning day, and I've actually decided to kind of tack on doing my laundry on that same day because in between cleaning rooms, then I can swap out the laundry. I was hesitant to share early in this series because I'm really focused on the importance of starting small and that you cannot allow yourself to get overwhelmed, because starting with one habit and making that consistent is going to be much better long term than trying to add on 10 new things and then failing at all of them. Now, I don't like using the word failing because you've never truly failed unless you stop trying altogether, but But I think it's just something that if you can get that solid foundation for one, it actually gives you the motivation and that drive to know you have the capability of doing it, and you've gained that strength and that muscle memory that you can build on another habit as well. So for instance, I am really excited that if you are using my habit tracker that you've already gotten from a previous video, or if you want to check out my habit tracker that is free to download at pursuitoverperfection.com, I would love so much for you to check it out. And it's a way that you could even write on there, what is the trigger, and then what habit you're going to be adding on to that. So whether it is getting moving and actually getting some exercise in your life, or whether it is emptying that dishwasher every morning, or whether it is to help your kids read a book every night. Maybe that's something that I struggle with because we're so busy with other things that then it's just like, it's bedtime. We don't have time to do these things. It's just being honest. I struggle with the little things of making sure that we're spending that time that's necessary to really make the most of our life. If you put it down on paper and have it right there in front of you, it's something that you're tracking and you can see whether you've gotten to check off that box. And plus, not that everything in life is about checking off the box, but it does give you that little hit of dopamine to raise your, happy feelings and make you feel like you've actually done something and moved forward. I am very much a believer that decision fatigue is real. I get so overwhelmed when I have to make decision after decision. And with our bathroom remodel in full swing, there has been a lot of decisions going on. And it's just shown me how grateful I am of all of the systems and routines that I have in place around our home, because I've been pretty mentally exhausted trying to make decisions for things and overwhelmed. But I know the consistency of keeping up with the kitchen, keeping up with the house, keeping up with the kids, and getting those things all in place have taken time. I know we're all looking for that quick fix. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's true. Like, we all want that quick fix, and we live in a world where we can have Amazon delivered an hour from now. And I am just here to tell you that sustainability is something that happens when you have consistency, and it's something that you have to build on and build that foundation so that it can build stronger and stronger. I think that it's really important to understand that, again, it's all about consistency. Unless you build a strong foundation, you won't be able to maintain. So be sure that when you're starting to habit stack, that your habit that you're adding to is already a firm, strong habit that you aren't going to falter from because all of a sudden you've added something to it and now it's just too much. If you start to struggle and you notice that now, instead of even being able to finish the first habit that you've done, and now that you've added something, you're getting neither of them, it means you need to scale back. It means that you need to take a step back, get back to the basics, and start from step one again. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all gonna go through cycles of life that are more difficult and more time consuming, but if you can just step back, go back to the baby steps, baby step it up, then that is how you will be able to be stronger, build that muscle memory, and really have a stronger foundation. I hope that this has maybe helped you think about some of the ways that you could habit stack with household chores, family chores, getting your kids involved, and all of that fun stuff. And if you want to see more, be sure to check out my other videos. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a blessed day.